Hey, alright, so I'm going to run through a few canopy anchors that I use and a few variations. The friction saver. It's easy on gear, easier on the tree. Everyone has most of these tools. It's pretty standard. So this first one, I'm going to run through the saver all the way down. Half a butterfly knot. And let's see, I like to just lock it off, even though it's not going through my thimble. Now you're up, you're locked off. It's your retrieval side. This is going to be your climbing side. Now, a variation to that is before you start climbing, we can just throw an anchor on here. Right. Pull it down, that's at the end. That's up. So, we're locked off. Climb up, your lanyard in here, get safe. Pull this out. And now, you're going to pull your butterfly knot. Grab your hitch for your doubled rope. Set up your hitch system real quick. Alright, whatever you prefer. I'm not too quick at this because I'm not used to doing it. Okay. I did miss a little step. Should run this up before you do all this, because you're going to be standing more than a couple feet off the ground. Now, you're set to work double rope in the canopy after you've ascended on a single line, which a lot of people prefer, and this to me is a lot safer of a system than relying on like a secret weapon, separate component that you attach to your line. It's all right here, and it's perfectly safe because you lanyard in, and now you're up in the canopy and you have your system. Alright, so you descend, pull your system, and pull your anchor. No, overhand knot. With this small ABR thimble, just one overhand knot and it should pop right out. If you want to be cool, you know, attach your throw line before so it doesn't go flying out, but there it is. It pops out. Now, one system that I'll use for accessing a small tree and having to move my anchor point, my canopy anchor around in the tree, it's just a ring. So take your ring, steel or aluminum, loop it through first, don't let it fly away to the ground. Run this through, and you have both ends through. Now, a butterfly knot. For safety, I'll throw on another carabiner, and now I'm set. Now this obviously, in this configuration, is not retrievable from the ground. You're going to have to make this side much longer that you can pull it down, take this off, pull the whole thing off. But this is really easy to advance in the canopy from small limb to small limb, or that's your retrieval right there. If you have a splice in your rope, you can throw it through like that. We'll do this over something larger. Throw it through like that. Carabiner, and it's locked off. Now, I don't know if that's the safest, but it's not going anywhere. And to advance, pull this, pull the one end out, throw it over, back through your ring, carabiner on, pull it up. Now, canopy anchor that I use the most probably just be choked off. With an alpine butterfly. So there's my butterfly. Run this through. It's anchored up against the tree. Yeah. The laboratory trees suffer sometimes. Okay. Now, climbing side. Retrieval. Problem that you can run into with this, as opposed to, say, a basal tie, is you have a very limited number of redirects that you can do before the friction begins to be too much for retrieval. Now, that's not ideal. Angle and rope to rope. Just from doing this, I've rubbed the young bark off this small tree. It's not the friendliest to the tree. It's certainly not the friendliest to your rope. What I will do is try a second butterfly, a little bit lower. This is my little retrieval kit. Now, when I run into this friction and redirect it here, this pulley is going to take the friction rather than this rope, as you can see. And retrieval is extremely easy. Now, my piece of Kernmaster here is 80 feet long, which I love because it's really easy to deal with. And so I'll run the whole thing through alpha tail here. So in our imagination here, this does not exist. This is the rest of my 70 plus feet going down for climbing. And I'll set the same system up. With that choked canopy anchor up here. This so I can do several redirects and cut the friction down. But I just have this piece of accessory cord. It's New England 5mm and a miniature carabiner. Throw on there, and this becomes my retrieval. Now I don't need any of this, and this can all be incorporated into the climbing side. It can maybe be tied off right here just for safety so it doesn't back through here. And now I'm going to have close to my 80 feet of climbing line. and this is extremely easy to retrieve. And a couple more we could go through. Now, when I want just a small, I should say short, single leg. Alright, I'll throw my line in. Pick up my ball. What a mess. Alright. Throw my pile hitch on to my climbing line. However you pull your climbing line into the tree, into your tie-in, your suspension point, whatever. Now, I'll pull this up, and it really only has to reach about right there, just over the limb. Now, if I were standing at the ground here, it would be about right here. So there. Tie my butterfly. Throw my delta link. Put my through line through. Close that up. For safety. Now I pull this into the canopy. This can be a bit of a bear sometimes, but it'll go through. But into the canopy, locks off. This is obviously much too small for what I'm doing. But now the end of my line just touches the ground. And if that's all I want, that's all I need for this climb, this is much easier to manage than an extra 150, whatever feet. You know, trailing behind and following you, the climber, along. With this, again, or any of these systems that you're going to just choke in the canopy, you can always throw in this little bit just to manage friction. Some people do this with a pinto pulley. This is what I have, so this is what I use. There. And I'll pull this off before I make a huge mess. Okay, so there's my redirect here, and my redirect here. I pull, this is going to suck all that friction up. Comes out no problem. So that's about it. Those are the basic ones that I use. I prefer a canopy anchor most of the time, and the same basic thing over and over, just with a little bit of variation. So do what works for you. Cheers.